Right, so for today's video, we have a bit of a back and forth between two TikTokers that completely disagree with a situation that has recently went viral. And it's all surrounding hairstylists. Now, we have spoke about quite a lot of hairstylist drama on this channel. It really just begged the question, like, what is it about hairstylists that causes situations like this? Because it happens a worrying amount, it seems. Now, there's two main people you need to be aware of here. The first one being brezelly, a TikToker with 3,500 followers, who is the hairstylist in this situation. And the second person you'd be aware of is Toyin, a TikToker with around 7,000 followers, who was a client in this situation. And this all started when brezelly recently uploaded a video talking about things she doesn't like as a hairstylist, and she is specifically showing a video of her styling Toyin's hair.
I hate being rushed as a hairstylist. Like, I hate when the first thing a client says is, what time you think you're gonna be done? Stop booking y'all stuff to do right after y'all. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, I agreed to do this client's hair for content purposes only for free. Meaning you come and get your hair done, you come picture ready, no charge for you. You could tip or whatever. You come get your hair done, no charge for you, and I get my content, I take some pictures. I feel like that and along the lines, like, you should be, you should have nothing to do after, like.
Okay, so straight away, you get to see what her issue is with this situation, right? She doesn't like it when clients are planning something after getting her hair done, so now they're being rushed and being like, can you finish for a certain time? She also mentions that she was specifically doing Toyin's hair for free because Toyin agreed to do this for content, so it would be filmed. Now, straight away, as we'll see later, this is all stuff that Toyin completely disagrees with. But also, just to go back to the question I asked at the beginning of the video, like, how come there is so much drama involving hairstylists? And I think this is kind of one of the main reasons, right? Because there seems to be a lot of hairstylists who post on TikTok and end up talking very specifically about a very specific client and addressing some things that they don't like, right? And they might be like calling the person out or just, you know, just straight up saying stuff that that client did that they didn't like. Now, obviously, when a video like that is posted, especially if it goes viral like this one did, and if the client sees the video, the chances are they're probably going to respond. And that's how these situations happen. That's why these back and forths tend to happen, like, very often. I mean, just to add some context as to how viral this video went, it is currently on 2.5 million views as I'm recording this. It's only been a few days. So if a video goes that big, you can expect the client is probably going to say their piece. Now, the video carries on. brezelly says that Toyin wanted her hair done in 2 hours, which just wasn't possible.
And mind you, I had just got her wig all same day. Everything was same day. She got there at 5, wanted to be done by 7. Now, that's cool and all for like a regular day. But baby, you just gave me this brand new wig and we're supposed to be creating some content, meaning I need to get you outside, sitting down, standing up, looking both ways. I need to get you walking, baby, so we can put it in a little trailer and you could be looking like Ari. That's not what it gave when she was like, oh, I gotta go. I was like, damn, like, I had a vision. Like, I had a vision. You were gonna do the Ari walk and everything. I was gonna let your hair swing down your back. And I couldn't even do it because you had to go.
Yeah, so this whole content thing keeps getting brought up, right? Like, it seems like from brezelly's video, if you just take this video by itself, is that she was kind of doing Toyin a favor, right? Saying like, oh, I'll do your hair for free. Just let me film it. We can get some content. It seems like this was like a pre-planned like agreement, which does become a big part of this situation. Now, the video carries on and it shows like a clip of Toyin like talking about some styles that she wanted.
It's gonna be like fast. It's gonna take a long time.
I don't know. I think if you look at her fast, just get some curls.
Okay.
He's like, you want like both the ends? Or like, just like straight. Yeah, you can get it straight.
And then the video ends with brezelly giving her thoughts on that conversation.
Straight? Bump the ends? Baby, what? Like, when I tell y'all, I was so baffled. Like, I started scratching my head. I was like, you know what? I'm going to just do this and I'm going to just let her get up out of here. Because clearly, her going to where she got to go is more important. Anyway, come back for part 2 because I did drive 30 minutes away to go finish her hair the next morning.
Now, we will take a look at part 2. Usually, I would start, like, reading the comments at this part, but as we can see here, the comments are turned off, and you can probably imagine why, right? They're probably not great comments in favor of brezelly. And in fact, these have recently been turned off, because when I first saw this video, the comments were turned on, and a lot of people were just basically saying, I'm so glad I saw the other video from Toyin before I saw this, so I got the full story. Or the rest of the comments were just mainly saying they were on Toyin's side in general. Now in part 2, it is kind of a bit of the same. We do hear brezelly talk about the situation more.
Clearly, y'all don't be giving up, okay? Another thing is, y'all, like, no, nobody got time to be feeling overworked and underpaid. And I just hate being asked what time we're gonna be done. Like, just dilly-dally. Just sit down, be a girl. Your man should be sending the funds after you get done getting your hair done. I don't know. That's how, in my world, that's how I wish it could be for all the women. Because I realize a lot of our girls do be in a rush.
Yes, you get the gist, right? These videos are basically her telling, like, a negative experience that she had with a client, whilst specifically showing the client. Now, of course, when this video goes viral, Toyin decides that she's going to respond. And this is where we start hearing some different stories, right? Because in the first video, we hear that they've just agreed to do this for content, you know, she's almost like doing her a favor, saying, I'll do your hair for free, just let me film it. But in Toyin's video, she says, like, I didn't even book with this stylist. I was doing a modeling job and the creative director booked the stylists.
Hi you guys, so I just found out a hairstylist I worked with posted a video bashing me, but I'm gonna go ahead with my response. For context, I was selected as a model for a photo shoot in Detroit. The creative director of that photo shoot selected hairstylist, makeup artist, and everything for the models for that shoot. This stylist was selected by the creative director of the shoot.
And then again, with the different sides of the story, Toyin says, like, she never agreed to do anything for content.
I never selected this hairstylist. I never agreed to do content for this hairstylist in exchange for services. I was simply getting my hair done for a photo shoot, which I was already a model for. And while I'm totally fine making content, which I did multiple times with this hairstylist, it was never an obligation that was expressed to me by this hairstylist. Usually as a model, the creative director or the brand will provide styling and makeup free of charge, which is pretty standard for the industry.
Yeah, and as much as that doesn't really, like, change the overall situation, like, a crazy amount, it does seem like a pretty weird thing to lie about it, if it is a lie, right? We obviously don't know the 100% truth because we're not there, we're not involved in the situation. But if brezelly did make the video and specifically said, like, oh, we were doing this for content, I was doing her hair for free, didn't mention that it was like a photo shoot and she was actually doing it with the company, and if that is a lie, which again, we're not 100% sure of, right? But if it is a lie, it's a bit of a weird thing to lie about. Now, Toyin does respond to the claims that she was, like, rushing the stylist, and she says, yeah, I did, like, kindly ask that we can be done for 7. If it was a no, then that would be fine. I would just have to change my plans.
So as the appointment starts, everything's going good. 5 o'clock comes around, I'm getting my hair braided. Once she finishes my braid down, I politely ask her, does she think she can be done with my hair at 7 p.m.? Because I had plans. Now, if she would have said no, if she would have said I don't have enough time to work with, I could have adjusted my plans. But she never said no. She never had any pushback. She told me everything was fine.
Yeah, I mean, for me, clearly we disagree, right? Clearly we don't know the 100% true story. I just feel like I do get a bit confused when I do see, not just like hairstylists, obviously, right? But people who work with clients and they'll just instantly post a TikTok when something slightly bothers them, and they're very specific with who it's about. Like, I think it's different, like, posting a video that's, like, talking to the camera, you know, being vague, just saying, like, this is something I don't like that clients sometimes do. That's very different than actually showing the person's face and specifically talking about them, because of course it's just gonna cause this drama. Especially, like, in a case like this, where it doesn't seem like anything that overly crazy happened. Does it really need to be this big situation? Now, at this point, Toyin says that they both agreed that the hair would be finished tomorrow because neither of them wanted to go home and, like, wake up with the hair, like, all messy. The shoot was tomorrow whilst they were doing this. So they're like, right, we'll finish it tomorrow.
We even came to the mutual agreement that it would be better for her to come to the photo shoot at 9 a.m. tomorrow and finish doing my hair, because she didn't want me to go home, go to sleep, mess up my hair, and then come to the photo shoot looking crazy. So the agreement was for her to lay down my lace, get everything situated, and then for her to actually do the styling the next day, which was a half up, half down with 2 bang pieces. So 9 o'clock comes the next day. I'm at the photo shoot. Hairstylist is not there. I'm calling her. I'm texting her. Are you on your way? Are you still coming? I'm receiving no communication. The shooting actually starts at 10:30, and that's exactly when the hairstylist arrived.
Okay, so that does change the story quite a bit, right? Because clearly it's seeming like from Toyin's side of the story, again, we obviously aren't 100% sure, but from this side of the story, it doesn't really seem like it was just the client who was maybe a bit harder to work with if brezelly really didn't show up on time the next day to complete the hair. And we do actually see some proof of this in a future video, so we will get to that. There's some like screenshots and messages and stuff. Now, Toyin does say, like, even though she was late to the shoot, like, it was still fine, the vibes were okay, there was not really that much of a problem until this video was posted.
And even though this hairstylist was an hour and a half late, it's still a positive atmosphere. Everything's going well. She's doing my hair. Everything's going good. She never gave me the vibe that she was upset, angry, or anything like that.
And then ends the video by saying that the next day the wig started going bad.
Now, it's the second day after the photo shoot. The braids under my wig are unraveling. The knots or the lace is showing everywhere. It's a big bleach spot in the middle of my head. And despite that, I still gave her a tip because I really appreciated her service.
Now, we can't actually look at the comments on this video. They are available here. So we got comments like this one with 21,000 likes that says, wow, she made it seem like you were modeling for her, not someone else. Very weird. And to be fair, that is the vibe I got personally from the video, right? If you just watch brezelly's video on its own, it does seem like this was just a shoot or like a collaboration, if you will, with brezelly. It didn't seem like this was like a shoot for somebody else, and a creative director in this case had hired or got in contact with brezelly to come and do like the model's hair. Now, there's a lot of comments saying stuff like this, saying she just deleted the video while I was scrolling through her comments. Yeah, so apparently the video did get deleted at one point and it got brought back, I guess. There's another comment here with 25,000 likes saying 3 posts lying on you is insane. Like, clearly from all the comments that we're seeing here, the vast majority of people are on Toyin's side. Now, brezelly has made a number of videos talking about this. A few of them are just kind of like vague, like text on screen type videos. Like there's this one here saying, stop playing with me, hashtag rent is due, hashtag taking walk-ins all week, hashtag come see for yourself. There's another one here with the caption saying y'all to me, and then this is the sound that's being used.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
Basically respond to the fact that people are calling her a liar. And then we get this video, which is a more direct response. There's a few little pointers here, right? So it starts off by saying, the black spray was at my salon before she consistently told me she had to go by 7. Forgot to put it on because she was ready to go. I told her we would not be done by 7. She insisted still. 2, I was not late to her hair appointment. The original hair appointment was pushed back a couple of hours for her. 3, I was late the next day to finish her hair that we agreed upon. Because yes, tired. I didn't have to at all. Call it what you want. I showed up to finish. 4, nobody booked me or agency reached out to me. Those companies pay. This was an event I agreed to collaborate on with my family friend in exchange for content. She's going to say we didn't talk about content, but we did. Why would I do something without compensation and get nothing out of it? The least content. And 5, my video's taken down because she said she wants to make peace with the situation. I thought that to be true. Okay, so the video's taken down because I guess they agreed upon it and then didn't in the end. I don't know. But clearly by this response, right, she is still holding on to the story that like she was doing this for a collaboration, right? I'll do your hair for free as long as we can do content. In terms of her response to being late, she just straight up says she was late because she was tired. And again, we can't really see the response to this because the comments are turned off. We can see Toyin's response though, and she actually responded directly to a comment that was left in her video by brezelly that says, it was rushed, babes, and I was an hour late the next morning because I was tired. It was 35 minutes away from home. I only did it for you and 5D. Nonetheless, it came out fire for what I needed it for.
I literally cannot make this up. Your response as a hairstylist to being more than an hour and a half late is that you're tired. You say your communication was great, but you failed to post the screenshots of me calling you and texting you asking if you were still coming to the shoot because an hour and a half went by and you weren't there. I again want to emphasize that I never chose this hairstylist. This hairstylist was chosen for me by the director of the shoot.
Okay, right, so let's take a look through some of these messages. So the first message, we can see that Toyin is trying to reach out to brezelly, saying like, stopping at CVS right now, but 15 minutes away. We can see a call that doesn't look like it went through, says, hey, are you still coming? And then the next message is later after she would have showed up to the shoot, asking for payment, I guess. We can also see some messages with the creative director, it seems here, saying, I've just been out this weekend, no worries, just checking in to make sure. What kind of wig do you want to get installed? I have no preference on the style. I mean, I just wanted to do an install. Do you already have a wig? No. Okay, you just have to have the hair you want installed. The install is free. Okay, sounds good. I'm open to anything. I like the red color you sent in the chat too. And then sends brezelly's art saying is the stylist. So yeah, it does look like this was booked through the creative director and not through Toyin. Toyin also goes on to talk about that clip that was played where she's kind of like showing her phone and showing what style she wants and explains what she was actually doing there.
In the video, when I'm showing the hairstylist what styles that I could possibly get or whatever, this is literally the hairstyles that was sent by the creative director of the shoot for me to pick from. So of course we're going off the inspiration and try to find something that would fit a wig install. She also made a video responding saying that I agreed to things, and this is the only message that I ever sent this lady. I told her I was a model for the shoot. I told her what time I was coming. I never agreed to make content or anything for this lady.
Okay, so that's interesting, right? So we see some messages here, and apparently these are the only messages that she had sent to brezelly. That says, "Hello love, I'm one of the models from the shoot and I wanted to book a time with you. Hey love, you can come through the morning of the 21st. Hey, do you have any afternoon or know what time exactly? I currently live in New York City and would be flying in that morning but could book a flight early if that's your only availability. We can do later that night. Yes, thank you." Now we can see there's some messages further on here. We do see another screenshot that just says like what's the address, appointment confirmation, and it's kind of giving some like instructions, I guess, like saying come with hair thoroughly washed and blown out, blah 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 blah, with the address and stuff like that. There's nothing talking about content, that's for sure. Now there might be some other messages where content has been spoke about, but brezelly hasn't shown any of that, so I would assume there isn't. I guess the response could be maybe they had the conversation in person, but again, brezelly really hasn't said that. But from the information we do have and the screenshots we have seen, there definitely wasn't any mention of content, which does change the situation, right? Because if there wasn't any talk about like, oh, we're gonna do a collaboration, I'll do your hair for free as long as we can do content, that does change the story. I mean, first of all, it proved part of the story untrue, so already that's a bit of a red flag with the story, right? But also, that first video kind of makes it seem as if she was doing like Toyin a favor, right? But it maybe doesn't seem like that is the case, unless there's some more information that we haven't seen. Now, Toyin does go on to give like further thoughts on the fact that brezelly even made this video.
Never once in our messages, never once in person did she say that she was expecting me to make content for this install. Mind you, the photo shoot that I was booked for and that I was a part of was all about women empowerment and God. And for you as a stylist to come online after smiling in my face and giving me compliments to make a TikTok reviews and use my reputation as collateral is crazy. And after all this, you're complaining that I only tipped $20. There's literally a gigantic bleach spot in the middle of my wig. At this point, I wish you would have just charged me like a regular person, or that I never work with you, because if I knew that this was going to happen from working with the stylist on a photo shoot, I would have never, ever, ever chosen to do this photo shoot, this wig install, anything.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest takeaway from all of this is just the fact that it doesn't feel like this should have even been uploaded in the first place. It seems like it would do more harm than good no matter what, right? I mean, for the stylist, surely this video's went incredibly viral, right? Surely there probably will be people who see that and they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to work with you because you might make a video about me if you think like I'm rushing you or something. Again, it just confused me, right? Because clearly, like, you should know when you're making a video like that, it's probably not going to end well. Now, the final video that's been uploaded about this has been uploaded by Toyin, and she shows like the messages she had sent to the creative director, I believe, of the shoot, and says, "Hi love, I was sent a video yesterday of the hairstylist you booked for the shoot completely tearing me down as a model. I want to clarify, what was the arrangement you had with her? Because not once did you or her say that I was expected to make content in exchange for a wig install. This was never communicated to me at all. Not only that, but when you pulled me aside that day, before even introducing yourself about me rushing her, I was very confused, because I never rushed her, and again, we mutually agreed to come to the shoot at 9 AM the next morning. I feel as if both of you communicated very poorly, and it's very sad that a women's empowerment shoot got turned into drama. I was so excited for the shoot, but now I'm so disappointed," and then sends the video that brezelly made. Now, who I believe is creative directors responded here saying, "Hi Angela, I'm seeing the TikToks, can you call me when you have time? I'm so sorry that she did this, it's so unprofessional and distasteful, I'm deeply apologetic on her behalf." And this is what I mean, right? Surely you come across looking pretty unprofessional when stuff like this happens. Like, I can only imagine that this has a negative effect on your business. That's why I don't understand it. And then we see some more messages where they say, "I'm talking to her now. A friend of me just sent me your number. My number is," and then sends a number. "I'll wait to talk on the phone, but I again am so sorry. This is not it at all. I never knew all of this would come with collaborating with her, or I wouldn't have done it. This whole project intent was far from negativity. It is a women's empowerment shoot, and this isn't a display of that. I will talk to you soon." To which Toyin says, "Thank you." And then again, the comments don't really seem to be on brezelly's side by any means. I mean, there's comments like this one saying just flat out lying for clout is nuts. All the fake videos coming out from stylists knowing that they will get responses insane. Why would you willingly ruin your business for little TikTok views? And I mean, that is literally my point, right? I don't get it. Now she destroyed her reputation and business ventures for the future. Sad. And again, like, I don't know if she's destroyed them, right? But I can only imagine it has a negative effect. But I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below on everything we spoke about in this situation. Like, there might be pieces that are missing, but again, like, there's been a couple days now and we don't have any further responses. So I feel like this is all we're getting. So from the information we do have, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'm going to leave it there. Also, if you want to see some different style of videos, my girlfriend Emily and I have another channel where we post like reactionary videos, like reacting to like reality shows. We're uploading a new one of that in like a day or so as you're watching this, maybe on the day. We also do some other content like gaming and whatnot, you know, just having fun. And if that is something that interests you, that's always linked in the description. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there. So if you did enjoy the video, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. And until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, goodbye.